I'm sure a lot of you already know of Sv3rige. He's basically the antithesis of my channel. Not only does he eat meat, but he's staunchly anti-vegan and he promotes a raw animal flesh diet. And you might be surprised to know that he's perfectly fine with including raw human flesh in his diet.
Seeing as we are all everything, at all times, that meaning anything that is naturally human, we are also predators and cannibals at all times. Always. This is why I want to mention what happened to me last year. When I was in the intensive care, I talked about this in the video, sun gazing warning. When I was really starved and then I started eating again, I wanted flesh so much that I actually wanted human flesh, and there's a reason for this. And I also saw people sun gazing, visions of it, and having organs in their hands and eating them and such. And this just really got stuck in my head. The reason I mentioned this is because I was quite mad at these doctors there because they were giving me this carbohydrate shit, and there's a lot of stuff going wrong there, and that's why I actually wanted to just bite one of them and eat them. And looking back at this, it doesn't seem weird at all, but actually generally now, since I've been eating raw meat, I don't find it weird in any way at all. It's actually really quite natural.
Yeah, so he seems like a pretty well put together, trustworthy individual. He was locked up in a mental hospital where he wanted to kill and eat people, so I'm sure his diet advice is on point, very scientifically sound. We should all probably eat months-old rotten meat like he does.
Alright, hi guys. I'm back with more high meat eating. What I've got today is 10 months old wheel heart and 5 months old wheel liver. Everybody go get some liver, put it in a jar. After 2 or 3 months
And if you're still not impressed yet with Sv3rige's credentials, you should also know that he believes the Earth is flat and he hasn't had a job in nearly a decade, and up until recently his girlfriend's rich parents have just given him money.
a lot of you asked me over the last years, months, where I get money and how I afford the raw meat and everything. And the thing is that I had a girlfriend who I split up with now, whose parents are millionaires, and they gave me 500 euros at least every month, usually more. So I never had to think about money, and I would never make a video like this, and I actually can't stand videos like this when people make them, but I'm in a situation where I gotta do it. I pretty much can't afford this diet anymore because I don't get the money anymore, because I met somebody else and I chose her over everything else.
I would recommend anybody who's in any grade now to drop out of school, for real. And that's no joke at all. If you're able to somehow make a living, which doesn't mean money, which doesn't exist, but anything. If your dad is a hunter, ask him to teach you to hunt and just live your life like that. Really, that's your option.
Oh my god, we just unlocked the secret to success. Did you hear that, kids? Don't get an education, drop out of school. Reading is bullshit. Don't listen to Tai Lopez. Throw away your books. Don't go to school. Don't get a job either. Just beg for money like me. Eat whatever rotten meat you find, and you know, if you have the inkling for it, just kill and eat people. He stares at the sun because he believes if he looks away, the sun will steal his wallet. He is the only man to have ever failed a Rorschach test. He is the craziest man in the world. I don't always kill and eat people, but when I do, it's because I stare at sun for too long. So let's watch a video made by the foremost nutrition expert on the entire flat earth, Sv3rige. One of his most informative videos that is just filled with scientific, objective, provable facts is titled Maddie Limburner, How I Poison Myself in a Day, Vegan Malnutrition. For those of you who don't know Maddie Limburner, she's a vegan fitness YouTuber. I actually met her in person at the Veg Fest a year ago in Toronto, and she's pretty nice, but she's malnourished. She doesn't eat any rotten, rotting, dead animal flesh. She doesn't even put meat in a jar, wait a few months, and then eat it when it's a gooey, moldy mess. She only eats disgusting fruits and vegetables, so it's no wonder she's malnourished. So let's just let Sv3rige here explain why Maddie Limburner is malnourished.
Sludge. Man-made fruit. If she's trying to show how unnatural she is, bravo.
These vegans have such an unnatural lifestyle. I bet they even use toilet paper, which is also unnatural. In nature, we don't have toilet paper, so we just use our hand to wipe our ass. Ugh. And of course, because in nature we have no bathroom, then we have to lick off the poop from our hand. Eating poop is natural, so therefore it is good to eat your own poop. And also, if you could donate to me on Patreon, I would like an apartment with bathroom so I don't have to keep eating my own poop.
This is a mental illness. She's going to be so sick.
Let me just remind you all that Sv3rige was hospitalized for mental illness. He admits to wanting to kill and eat people, and he nearly died from a bacterial infection after eating raw bone marrow, and he regularly eats months-old rotten animal flesh. But he's worried about getting sick from oatmeal and strawberries. The police often question him because he's usually the one responsible. He's so mysterious, he makes the Illuminati look like a school chess club. He is the craziest man in the world.
What?
Oh, this is so unhealthy. She's gonna stop veganism or she's gonna land in a hospital. 100% guaranteed.
So says the guy who has been hospitalized for both physical and mental health reasons and who nearly died from eating raw animal flesh.
Garlic kills brain cells.
Garlic kills brain cells? Do you have any scientific data to back up that claim? Oh wait, I forgot. Sv3rige doesn't believe in science, and the reason he doesn't believe in science is because scientists won't admit that the Earth is flat.
People of the religion of scientism believe that the Earth is round. There's proof that it's not so, but they still believe it. This proves that the scientism is a quite deeper form of deception than Christianity.
He eats testicles because he lost his in a bicycle accident. Instead of taking the stairs or elevator, he jumps off of buildings because he believes gravity does not exist. He is the craziest man in the world. And Sv3rige ends this video by claiming Maddie Limburner ate 450 grams of sugar in the entire day. Now, obviously, she didn't eat an entire pound of sugar. Sv3rige just lumps all carbohydrates into the same category as processed sugar, as if eating a sweet potato is the same thing as eating a candy cane. He then claimed she ate 0 vitamin A. That's false, as she ate a sweet potato, which has roughly 730% the daily recommended intake for vitamin A in the form of beta-carotene. 0 B6, which again is false, as she ate bananas and sweet potatoes, which are both high in B6. He also claimed she took 0 B12 and vitamin D, which again is false. Maddie takes vitamin B12 and vegan D3 supplements. 0 vitamin F. This isn't a commonly used term, but vitamin F is omega-6 essential fats, and of course, it's found in plants, particularly nuts, seeds, and grains. Maddie ate oatmeal, chia seeds, pumpkin seeds, and coconut, which all contain omega-6 essential fats, so Sv3rige is wrong again. And lastly, vitamin K2. Well, vitamin K2 is produced by your own gut bacteria, and vitamin K deficiencies are extremely rare in adults because of this, so again, this is not a nutrient of concern. Sv3rige then listed off some other macro and micronutrients that are missing from Maddie's diet, but none of these are essential nutrients that are required in the human diet because your body makes these nutrients on its own, and in fact, some of these nutrients increase your risk of chronic disease, particularly saturated fat and cholesterol, and Sv3rige's diagnosis is that Maddie is severely malnourished even though he wrongfully reported that she is not consuming a long list of essential nutrients when in fact she is, and he doesn't even have a blood test to prove that she is malnourished, so he's just making this up. Literally every statement Sv3rige made in this video is false, and I'm of the impression that Sv3rige is deliberately lying because he's jealous of vegans who have good health, are physically fit, look good, and are making a good living. And the only way he can get back at them, because he's so jealous, is by making up lies about how they're so sick and malnourished, even though he's the one who has been hospitalized multiple times now for both mental and physical health reasons. And this isn't the first time he's done this. He's made other similar videos about other vegan fitness YouTubers, including myself.
Hey, vegan bodybuilders are a great example of the mental illness in the vegan community, because obviously they don't exist. There's no words in the English language for how beyond retarded and in denial you are if you believe that you can build muscle as a vegan. Seeing as it's generally a catabolic state because of malnutrition. So to even believe that you can maintain muscle mass by eating plants as a carnivore is ignorant and delusional.
Well, that's weird, Sv3rige. If that's true, then how come all of these vegan bodybuilders on YouTube are bigger and stronger than you? Like I was saying, Sv3rige gets jealous of vegans who are bigger, stronger, better looking, and are just living a better overall life than he is. His ego can't handle it, and in order to deal with this mentally, he just calls us all weak and malnourished. Oh, it's impossible to grow muscle as a vegan because we're so malnourished. Well, here's a challenge for you, Sv3rige. I've noticed that you're interested in self-defense and hand-to-hand combat. You made a video about how to fight on your YouTube channel. Well, how about you come down to Toronto? We can meet up, and we can have an MMA match. We can do it perfectly legally so neither of us gets in trouble with the law, and we can see who the weak, malnourished one is. You won't do it, will you? Because you know I'm bigger and stronger than you, and I'd absolutely demolish you in a fight. And I'm sure you'll come up with whatever excuses you can to get out of it, but everyone knows I'd beat your ass. So you can run away and call me weak and malnourished all you want, Sv3rige, but you're the one who's too afraid to fight me, you weak coward. So if you're going to call people weak and malnourished, you should put your money where your mouth is, or just shut your mouth. He eats meat, but somehow he doesn't have much meat on his own body. He's not afraid to show his feminine side because that's the only side he has. He is the most cowardly man in the world.
Go away, I can't pee when you're standing there.
Let's start with John Venus. He's obviously narcissistic. Watching him is very cringy.
You'll notice this with a lot of Sv3rige's response videos. Anytime when someone who is good looking shows off their body, Sv3rige will call them narcissistic, and he also did this to Maddie Limburner.
She's narcissistic. 100%. Why would you show this?
But the weird thing is, Sv3rige has tons of videos with his shirt off where he's showing off his own body. So what's actually going on here is that he's jealous of vegans. He knows that these vegans are bigger, stronger, and better looking than he is. So when they show off their bodies, oh man, they're narcissists. Look how self-obsessed they are. Oh my god, that's just pathetic how proud they are of a, good, fit, healthy body that they worked so hard for. But when Sv3rige shows off his body, oh, well, that's just perfectly fine. Funny how someone who's trying to portray this persona of ultra manliness, raw caveman apex predator, is so insecure about his appearance. You're even jealous about how women look.
Technically, John Venus doesn't even have muscles because they are not made out of red meat. If an animal would try to eat him, they would die from poisoning, and that's not a joke. Most of the so-called supplements are made out of petroleum, coal tar, or processed sugar, and many other toxins. In that sense, creatine is the same as synthol. It creates a synthetic human.
And this is just more insane, jealous rambling. So when Sv3rige sees a vegan who is bigger and stronger than him, his ego can't handle it, and he has to say to himself, oh, well, those vegans, they might look like they have bigger muscles than me, but no, their muscles are fake. It's all balloons inside their biceps. So I'm actually bigger and stronger than all these vegans because I have real muscles. Okay, Sv3rige, if that's true, then come to Toronto, we'll set up an MMA match, you can fight me in a cage and prove how much stronger, how much more nourished you are. Yeah, you're not going to do it, are you? I don't know why anyone takes him seriously. I can understand why people watch him. His channel is entertaining because it can be fun to watch a train wreck sometimes, but like, he has actual fans who follow him, take his advice, and support him. He's currently making almost $600 off of Patreon alone, plus I don't know how much extra money through PayPal donations, and he's just a whiny, jealous, pathetic, crazy person with no job or education, and people are still, like, giving him money? They actually respect him and take his advice? This is especially perplexing because he treats his own fans and supporters like pieces of shit.
Hey everyone, my recent trip to Ukraine made me realize why after over 8 years of living in Germany as a Latvian, I still don't feel at home here. I felt more at home after 3 days of being in Ukraine than I ever did here. Why? It has nothing to do with the culture or the language, because those are man-made and have absolutely no meaning in nature. But even if you believe that it has some meaning, I grew up with German, so technically I should feel absolutely at home here, but I don't. It's because 99% of the people I was surrounded by in Ukraine were white, like me. At last I felt like I belong. It's the same in Latvia with the exception of some gypsies, and those are outcasts. And that's natural because most people there are white. Kids who still have their natural senses point with fingers when they see a human of a different race. If a Finnish kid sees somebody from Africa for the first time, then they will believe that it's a different creature because they see that they are completely different in every way. The hormones change everything. The bone structure is different. It is a different being. Imagine waking up in a room and you have no clue where you are. This alone is frightening, of course, but then imagine that there's 10 people there who you have never met. And you are Norwegian. You wake up with 10 Norwegians. Would you not feel safer? Of course. You could try to figure out a way to get out of there and understand what's going on, because you are with people who are like you. That is natural. Now imagine waking up in a room with 10 people from Nigeria as a Norwegian. Would you feel the same? No fucking way. Anybody who believes that is brain damaged or is lying. Every human would always react the same way. They would feel like they're in danger, and that's normal. This is what you can call natural racism.
So Sv3rige is just blatantly advocating for racism. He thinks you should be afraid of people who aren't the same skin color as you. It's only natural. And he explicitly stated at the beginning of the video that it's only because of skin color. He dislikes people of different races only because of the color of their skin. It's not because their language is different or their culture is different. There's just something about brown skin that just, sick. What I'm not getting here is, why do you associate and take money from these brown people who you're so afraid of, Sv3rige? Do you honestly think that all the people who donate to you through Patreon and PayPal are white? So many of the people that you've interviewed on your channel aren't white. They clearly have an African, Middle Eastern, or Asian ancestry, and just because they have a different skin color than you, you don't feel comfortable around them? Okay, well, why are you talking to them? Why are you interviewing them on your channel? Why are you accepting money from them? Isn't this unnatural sort of behavior, Sv3rige? I don't know Sv3rige personally. I can only judge him based on what I've seen on his YouTube channel, but at worst, Sv3rige is clearly mentally ill. He's a selfish, jealous person. He seems very self-entitled. He doesn't seem to be appreciative of the donations he gets from people, and he's not afraid to just say, you know, if you're donating to me and you're not white, you just creep me the fuck out. I just don't like your skin color, but thanks for the money anyways. And, you know, he's promoting just senseless, needless violence on his channel. He has videos where he talks about how serial killers and mass murderers are, you know, the real heroes. And, you know, I just have to wonder, like, why does he have a fan base? Why do you people follow him and give him money? Like, at his worst, he's pretty damn bad. And if you're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, you know, he doesn't really believe in these things, maybe he's just, you know, putting on this, you know, fake sort of personality online to make up for some of his insecurities. The only reason he says that he doesn't have an education, he doesn't have a job, he doesn't have any morals or ambitions in life, you know, is just to make up for his poor choices in life so he doesn't feel so bad about himself. Well, if either of these things are true, why support him? At worst, he's a mentally ill psychopath, and at best, he's just a manipulative, selfish liar who's just trying to take money from you. So, I don't understand. If any of you are fans of Sv3rige, leave a comment down below. I'd honestly like to know why the hell you follow him and give him money. And if you like this video, maybe consider donating on my website. I'm moving off of Patreon because the platform is untrustworthy. They could take away my account at any time. So I started my own website, and I have the same funding perks as on my Patreon account. And if you're looking for clothing, then check out the Vegan Gain store. And as always, keep making those vegan gains.
What a relief! When will this poisonous product cease? This is another public service announcement. You can believe it or you can doubt it. Let us begin now with the cow. The way it gets to your plate and how.